Hello everyone, Transport Enthusiast here, and welcome back to the second edition of our Omsi 2 news video. So today, what I will be doing is I'm going to be updating you basically on all the bus packs we talked about last week, including what they will cost. So I've actually gotten I've gotten knowledge of what costs, or basically what price each add-on will be, so I'll be mentioning that as well. And in the period of the last week, since we talked about these add-ons, interestingly enough, most of them have been added to the Steam store page, which means they are due very soon. So first of all, I'll probably just talk about basically I'll probably talk about Addon London last because we've done a few videos about this already. So I'm just going to kind of recap very briefly about Addon London. But first of all, basically, if we start up here, we go to upcoming releases, we can see that there are 5 upcoming releases for Omsi 2, and as you can see, these 4 here are all ones we talked about in the last video. So what we'll do is we'll just quickly take a look at what they will feature. So here we have the Omsi 2 Addon Heuliez Pack. So this is the French bus pack we're talking about. And now as you can see some pictures of the bus pack and what it's going to look like. So I think this is some kind of electrical version. So all in all, it's definitely different. It's not a bus we've had before, so it seems interesting enough. And then here we go. There's no release date yet, but it's coming soon. So basically what this means is it's probably coming in the next 1 month, because usually this page comes available once the add-on's going to be due in the next basically 4 weeks, I think. So we'll be seeing this fairly soon. And it's rather interesting that Addon London has chosen to publish all these add-ons at the same time, because they're publishing 3 add-ons at the same time, which, you know, in terms of profitability seems a bit of an interesting strategy to say the least, but nonetheless, that's what you have there. So if we take a look here, what we can see is it's going to have 20 different models, 25 set for, so basically the description is exactly the same as from before. So it's the exact same description as we saw when we looked at it last week on the Addon London site. Now, as you can see, the price is not listed here, but if you go over to the Airsoft shop, we just, oh wait, no, that was fine. If you go to the Airsoft shop and we take a look, the price for this one is not there actually, but as you can see here, this one's 18.25, so it's probably going to be 18.25 as well, because as you can see here, the prices are already listed for these ones, so I'd say it's fairly reasonable to assume or to estimate that this is going to be about €18. It's a bit expensive for a bus pack, considering that most bus packs have been cheaper, but this just basically seems to be priced for the bus pack. So that's the first part. So then if we go back into our upcoming releases, or onto our upcoming releases, the next one we have is the Irisbus Pack. Again, I'm not going to talk about what's included because we talked about this last time. You have a few pictures here you can look through at your own discretion. But basically, again, this has been added to the store page, so this will be coming in the very near future. And we have the price for it here, so this is going to cost €18.25. This is from the Airsoft site, but usually the Airsoft prices and the Steam prices tend to correlate fairly well with a discrepancy of a few cents. So you're probably looking at €18 for this bus pack as well, which I think is a bit expensive considering the fact that you know, most of the bus packs are fairly cheap, or even the Studio Polygon, which I thought were very expensive for what they were. They're 15 quid, so I think this is a bit of an expensive price for the pack, but nonetheless, that's your price there, and we should be expecting this within the next 4 weeks. I wouldn't say this will be released in the next 2 weeks, because usually the release date is released 2 weeks in advance, so that's how it was with the Studio Polygon, that's how it was with the Enviro 400 MMC by Studio Polygon, that's how it was with the Bad Hugelsdorf, so it's a fairly reasonable assumption that you're probably looking about 3 to 4 weeks time. Okay, so if we go back to upcoming releases, the next one we have is Addon Servan. So this is the French map we were talking about. Again, we already talked about this last week, so I'll just refer you to that video if you have any, if you want to see exactly what this entails, because I don't want to be repeating the same thing twice. But there you have it. There is the pack. It's going to feature this bus as well, and then again we have the price of this. It's not listed here. We're probably expecting this to come in the next 4 weeks. But then the price wise, if we go up to here, you can see that it's going to cost €25.37, so probably on Steam you're looking at it being €25, which is fairly standard. This is basically the price that Addon London has always placed for its map extensions, Berlin X10, Bad Hugelsdorf, so it's very reasonable that this is 25 quid, in the sense that this is exactly what we would have been expecting And the other thing is, so for those of you who also watched last week's video, you probably remember that I talked a bit about the Paris add-on. So then again, that's probably going to be €25 as well, based off the available data. Then another thing is that this has also been added to the Steam page. So this is a new yoke. So the Addon Citybus 628C and the 628GLF has been added to the Steam page. So if you click on this, basically what you see is this is being developed by Kaiosoft, and it will be released as well. The name is rather interesting because basically this bus is the Mercedes-Benz 0530 in different variants, and as you can see here, this includes both single, articulated, and it's basically just single unarticulated variants. And then if you take a look here, we're going to see what it includes. It includes 22 versions. We have the 12-meter version, we have 4 different engine types, 4 different gearbox types, and big and small driver's cabins. We also have the articulated version. So we have adjustable mirrors and steering column. We have realistic control panel ticket printer from Poland, available in English and Polish. 25 set bars with over 60 options of configuration. 80 realistic and semi-realistic repaints of exterior and interior with different upholstery. Realistic 3D model textures and sounds. 4K textures of exterior. So this is probably going to mean that the bus is going to be fairly demanding on your machine, and buses are repaintable. We don't have a price for this yet, considering that Kaiosoft is a new developer. We don't know what price it's going to be. There's no release date yet as well, but again, safe to assume it's going to be at least 2 weeks time away, so probably looking at 3 to 4 weeks. One thing there to wonder though is I'm not really sure how well or if at all this is going to sell, because we already have had this bus available for free for many years. It's one of the first buses made for Omsi 2, and it had a branding patch. So I kind of feel like this doesn't actually add anything to the game, because it's basically making a bus that's already available for free, and it's going to be probably around €15 at least. So it's not really something that's going to be great value. It's definitely not something I will be looking at myself either. I can't really see the logic behind this. I think it's adding something that no one really wants or needs because it's already available. But yeah, that's that. And then finally, because I already talked about Omsi 2 Addon London a lot, I left it for last, but basically this has been announced. The release date is the 10th of December, and for those of you who watched the last video, you will know that this was our prediction. So our prediction was that it would be released on either the 10th or the 17th of December, but that Irisbus would realistically want it released on the 10th of December, and we were right. We predicted accurately the release date for Omsi 2 Addon London. There you have it. Educated speculation works. But yeah, there you go. Addon London will also release on the 10th of December, and to be honest, I think this is going to consume most of the sales, and this probably will have a negative impact on sales wise for the other add-ons, because obviously this one is going to be much more interesting than the other ones. I'd say the Alpha Saint Servan looks quite good, but apart from that, I'm not sure how the others are going to fare. But yeah, that's really it. I hope you found this video helpful. Do not forget to hit that like button if you did. I do encourage you to subscribe for more Omsi 2 news videos. This is the second edition, and I will be making more editions of Omsi 2 news as more news becomes available. And also, as you saw with the London, we're fairly quick to respond to all the news. So if you're definitely interested in what's happening in the Omsi 2 world, I definitely encourage you to subscribe. You can also join the Discord, where you can find useful links to all this and even more news. If you have any questions, post them down below. If you have any opinions yourself about any of the upcoming add-ons, I'd love to hear from you. Love to see what everyone else thinks about this. That's it for now. Until next time.